Brightest blessings, everyone. Elizabeth Grove here, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I am a medium, divine channeler, remote spirit extractor, white witch, and divine alchemist, and I also happen to be a divine twin flame on the path to reunion. It's been amazing being here. Thank you so much for those of you who have already subscribed to the channel, and if you are new to the channel, maybe you become a subscriber. I would love to have you here to connect with you. And we are all here supporting each other in these really very challenging times, right? But we are also moving forward in the highest and fastest of ways. So things are really picking up, guys, and they're getting really excited. Today's video is going to be about the major cosmic event which is coming up, the lunar eclipse on May 26th. But this is not just a lunar eclipse. This is a full moon, it's a super full moon, it's a blood moon, plus it's an eclipse. And this is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius, which is all about growth and expansion and flights of imagination. And as we know with these types of events, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a very intense one. It's going to be a lot of emotion. So a lot of your emotions are going to be brought up to the surface. So brace yourself, yet embrace yourself, is what I say here. So I tuned into my team, tuned into Archangel Michael. What's happening here? What's going on? Especially those who are on the ascension path, those who are twin flames. What are some of the themes that are coming up here now where this lunar eclipse is going to address this and eclipse energy out that no longer serves, allowing us to move forward in higher and brighter ways? And some of the themes that I was getting had to do with limitation. There's a huge emphasis here on limitation. So, of course, as we're doing healing work, if you're on the ascension path, you know what I mean. We're always doing that healing work to address what has been limiting us from stepping into our higher self or aligning with our higher self, being our best version here. The limitations that I've been getting are especially about things that have to do with your tribe, how you perceive yourself, how the family perceives things. And this is not just with your family in this lifetime. This is going back, as I said, your tribe. It could literally be your tribe where there's been a limited perception as to who you are, where you're meant to go, what you're meant to achieve. And it's taking on the beliefs of that tribe. So if this sounds like this has been coming up for you, there's going to be deeper levels of this coming up where you're going to be really asked to witness these things, feel these things again, so that way you can actively work with it to send love and light to it, send compassion to it, and be able to release what doesn't serve and retain the lessons of growth. As far as how this pertains to the twin flame dynamic, so you may be going through sometimes where you're feeling, okay, things are not going to work out, right? I don't think this is going to be realistic. I don't see where it's going to go. I feel like we're trapped in this situation. I feel like we're stuck. I feel like it's always going to be stuck. It's these types of stories, and Archangel Michael was talking about this, of where there is stories and beliefs, limitation, also with identity. Right, so perhaps, you know, there's been identities there, false identities, limiting identities where the two beloveds only perceive themselves in this particular light and they don't see where things could expand. They can't see how things are going to work or move forward. Perhaps they have a limited view as far as their self-worth and their value. And these are beliefs and stories that go way back, not only from the ancestors, from our ancestors from this lifetime, those generations, but also think your tribes and the ancient historical ways of thinking about things that have been limited. And I can't be anything more than this. I have to stay on my land. I'm stuck on my land. My family only sees that I'm good enough for this, or I have to be within this marriage, and I have to be able to achieve this or show this, and that's what shows my value. And it's those types of limiting beliefs and stories where this is going to be coming up and for you to really feel again and to really face. So keep that in mind. There's also going to be trapped memories here I got as far as, again, we have to think ancestral lines, and we have to think ancient lives where we've been isolated, where we've been imprisoned, where we have really felt like we have had society keep us back, where we couldn't speak our truth. It's those sorts of things where it gives you this victimization belief, it gives you this entrapment belief. Perhaps there are other lifetimes where there has been abuse, right? Or there's been torture, things like that. I know these are not nice things, but we live very colorful lives, and we're here to ascend, so we're cleaning up all of this past. But these types of things bleed through. As I say, they do bleed through to this lifetime. So in this lifetime, perhaps there was abuse in your life. Perhaps, your ancestors have had a very rigid, black and white view of things. I'm right, you're wrong, narcissism. This is just what you have to do to survive. It doesn't get better than this. Just accept what you got. It's those limited points of views, those stories. The false identities and the masks are crumbling. And this lunar eclipse, this super blood moon, full moon eclipse, is going to really clear you out of what is stopping you, what is feeling very stuck at this time for you and your beloved, so that way you can move forward into who you really are, the truth of who you really are, and why you're really here, and to realize that you are able to create and manifest much more than your ancestors did, and much more than what you've lived in other lifetimes, where you have felt like a victim, where you have felt trapped, where you were imprisoned or tortured, where you couldn't speak your truth. Perhaps you were executed in these other lifetimes because you wanted to come out and speak truth and go against the grain. And of course it wasn't accepted, and, chopping block, right? I know these things are kind of grotesque, right? And it's not to remain in that lower vibration of just constantly focusing on the bad or the negative, but it's to realize that when these themes, that's where they come up, and they come up very strongly during these cosmic events, to realize what you're dealing with, and to realize that there is hope, that there is light, that you can move forward in ways which are better, you can enjoy your life more, you can be with your beloved. There is change on the horizon, change is possible, and that you are not trapped within your situation and your circumstances. It all has to do with what's going on in here, and that is dictating your storyline, and it's energy, and we can always change that energy. And it's really important to understand that. So I get a lot of people who come to me who want readings, right? That's something that happens all the time, where people want readings about their beloved, especially. Now I read for everyone. I just want those of you who are new to understand that, yes, we're talking about twin flames and we're talking about the ascension, but I'm also here to read for anyone who I'm guided to read for. But when it comes to twin flames and when it comes to the ascension processes, we are able to channel a lot as we talk to the higher beings of light, and I do have the ability to hear direct responses and to get a lot of clairvoyant visions that kind of look like movies or flipbook images, and a lot of symbols too, which mediums get that. So I would be considered a medium channeler. But when we go into these readings, a lot of what I'm talking about is what comes to the surface. So we can zero in on what's actually stopping you in this lifetime. Where have you felt like entrapped? Where have you felt like a victim? Why? What circumstances took place within your family where this has really played a main role, and hurting your self-confidence, your self-worth, your value? And how can forgiveness come in to dissolve that? How can we understand the greater pictures of how these connections work? That they come from other lifetimes, that we've had histories of these types of situations, and how can we broaden our perspective, broaden our view of ourselves and life? So with this lunar eclipse, those of you, maybe you're afraid of traveling, maybe you haven't traveled, maybe you have been afraid in other lifetimes to come off your land, or something really terrible happened to your family when you left your land, and now there's so many circumstances that can trigger a lot of that fear, and there's so many imprints that we can hold on to within us, right down to the cellular level. Perhaps, you are afraid of expanding yourself. Perhaps you feel that if you are to go against what the conventionality is, or if you were to contest what your family believes or what they say, that somehow this is going to cause too much tension, too much conflict, and it's better to kind of say nothing. It's kind of better to do nothing and just go along with what everyone else wants you to go along with. Well, that's very limited, that's very stuck, and it's not what you're here for. And I'm getting that this lunar eclipse is going to help you to really see that a lot more. You are here for grander things, guys. You are here to be a way shower to a lot of people, a way shower to your family. They may be non-accepting of it right now, but still your energy and your vibe and the love inside of you is this great catalyst of energy that will absolutely affect other people. It will help them along. Now, whatever their rate is of their growth, that's their rate, but still know that you're that shining light of an example. So you are meant to go beyond these limitations, where you're shining your light into the world and you're helping Gaia to ascend. Now, for those of you who are more, I don't know if I would say more of the aware beloved right now, because both beloveds are pretty aware. But let's just put it this way. If you are the beloved that's leading, I think that's a better word here. If you're leading the connection, I want to say this to you, and it's really important to understand this, is that your situation is not stuck no matter what it seems like. If you have heard nothing, if it's very quiet, a karmic situation is ending, but you're not really sure what's going on there, if they keep on loop-de-loop, you're in the same loop-de-loop with your beloved, the same circles over and over and over again. I think of the song by Post Malone, Circles, where you're doing the same thing and you're thinking, wow, this is not going to get better. I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted, and maybe this is just not meant to be, or maybe this was not what I thought it was. I want to say this to you. It's time to address the limitations. And this eclipse, this event is going to help you where you've been limited there. Perhaps you've been also limited with being able to let go and release the resentment for whatever happened between you and your beloved. Perhaps there has been betrayal. Maybe there was deceitfulness there. Words exchanged, things that were done that you just perceive in your mind as unforgivable. Well, remember, that's the basis of karma in other lifetimes, right? And for this connection to work, it does take at least one of those twin flames to step up and say, hey, I'm going to hold the heart space for the other. I'm going to release this. I'm not going to hold on to resentment. I'm not going to hold on to unforgiveness. I am going to forgive my beloved. I'm going to send them that love, be that brightness for them, and welcome them home, because they will get there. So with your energy, with your shifting out of these limited perceptions, limited views, victimization, entrapment, all of that, you are helping to show the way. So say if they're stuck in an identity crisis and they're not seeing where they can be of service in the world, or where they could be greater, where they could be good enough for you, you are showing them that energetic example by cleaning up, the past. And this absolutely will shift things. There's no doubt about it, because you and your beloved are one and you share the same energy. You have that cord between you that can never be cut. And I've had twins try to cut that cord, and they know it just does not work. Okay, so understand, if you have felt, hey, I can't do this, I can't do that, this is my family always has these fears about what you should do, what you can't do, what's not possible. I understand these things are limiting you, and you're meant to go beyond, whatever that may be. Maybe traveling, it may be trying new things. Whatever it is, you're meant to step into that. And by doing that, you are showing your beloved that they can be more too, and they're going to want to work on whatever is limiting them. So this is how that works when you're working in tandem with your beloved. And within the reading work that I do, we get into the core of that. We really do. We get into the details, the finest details of that. So that way you know what to work on, you know what to transmute, you know what to renounce and revoke from other lifetimes. You know what to clear from those soul Akashic records with your team, with Archangel Michael, with whoever you feel very connected to. So stay with yourself. Stay with yourself with this lunar eclipse, and know that you might have some very raw emotions that come up, of feeling stuck, of feeling trapped, of feeling isolated, of feeling like just nothing's ever going to change. You may have that, and then I would say you would have the clarity, follow that as to why. Where does that come from within your soul's experience within the matrix? Where has that trauma come from? And how could that have bled through from other lifetimes as well for yourself and your beloved? Your beloved on the other end of things is going to have a lot of clarity come up too. They're going to understand where their identity has been very distorted, masculine patriarchal distortions. They're going to understand where, wow, I really deserve more. I really am worth more. But they can't get to that place. They can't get into that space until that density is brought up. So this lunar eclipse, super push, is going to be that super purge to help out. I also got the message that timelines will be moving up because of this. Hey, that's a great thing. So, we want to have the best timeline, the brightest, the clearest, the highest experiences within the timelines, future timelines. And as we clear away the past, these beautiful timelines that we want to live with joy, with abundance, in an unlimited way, they move up, right? And we're in this higher vibe, higher mode, getting closer and closer to becoming 5D. So I do get the timelines moving up. The higher beings of light are here for you guys. They are here for all of us, helping us, supporting us as we ask for more of their assistance to help us, to clear us, to cut us free from cords, hooks, threads, help us to clear and transmute the past. As we ask them, they will be there. They will help us with whatever we need, show us what we need to see that we haven't seen. There's going to be a lot of the hidden that's going to be coming up. I get that owl symbol again. He comes from time to time, where there's going to be, what is it that I haven't seen before that I need to see about a person, about a situation. Now, this doesn't just have to be limited to your twin flame connection. This could be, to anything that's not serving you. But that clarity is really going to help you to understand the truth. So this is all about being able to align with the truth and dispel the illusions. That's really a huge thing there with the eclipsing out of the energy, and to help us to expand, to grow, to know that we are truly divine beings, having a human experience, and we are always receiving from that unlimited source. I hope this was helpful. Let me know as to if you get these same things, because I know a lot of you are beautiful channelers, really powerful. You have a lot of gifts, and they are constantly coming up to the surface. I have reading sessions that are available, 1-hour sessions, because the hour really covers a lot. It's very, very difficult. I've tried to do it in half an hour, and we have too many things to talk about as far as details. We have too many connections to make, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting everything that you can, as much as possible within that hour time. So I offer the hour. I also have the light language healing sessions, which are very powerful and people have been really loving. And the light language that I do is channeled specifically for you, whatever is happening within your chakra system. Whatever you need activated, I always trust that what's going to be channeled through the light language is going to be best for you. And that's going to help you to see it so you could free it. It really is. And, I'm glad that session is also there as a support for you. And I'm also known to, after reading sessions, to forward you any prayers that I've written or any type of material that I think would be helpful, including music. So I don't know anyone else who does that, but I'm kind of a crazy woman, and I like to go above and beyond because I really want to see the collective succeed with their ascension, with their twin flame journey, and I'm here for you. So thank you so much, and remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings to all of you. Much love, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. Bye-bye.